Well, hi there. It's Moshe Amsel, founder of Profit with Law. Um, okay, so nothing like getting interrupted with my phone ringing at the beginning of a live stream. Founder of Profit with Law, and um, I'm super excited to be making this announcement. So I've been really thinking with my team, how can we help the people who have been in our world for the last 6 years? It's been 6 years since I started working with the legal industry, and um, I want to help you finally make the next year your best year ever. If you've been a law firm owner, you've been at this for a while, um, you've tried all the things, you've enrolled in programs, you've followed the things you're supposed to follow, but you don't seem to be able to make the traction in your business that you'd like to make. Um, I don't think that you're doing anything wrong. I don't think that there's some secret sauce that you're not getting. At the end of the day, what I find with my clients is the thing that really gets them traction, the thing that really gets them going, is the fact that they're able to focus on growing their business. And we do this. So I work with law firm owners in a group coaching program. I work with law firm owners through fractional CFO services, and also in a consulting capacity. Firms of all sizes, from solos to firms doing 50+ million in revenue. And what I have found is that without having a clear plan of action, without entering into every single day and knowing that I need to do this thing today, and that is what is going to move the needle towards my goal that I'm trying to achieve, if we don't have that, what ends up happening is that we allow our day to day to take us over. We when we do make time to work on the business, we don't know what we should be working on, so we work on things that they're working on the business, but they're not the thing that's going to get us the results that we want. And that is that's the secret right there. So what's the solution to that? The solution to that is to have a plan. The solution to that is to create the map of how to get to where you want to go. Um, and the way that we do that is we begin with the end in mind. So we figure out, what does 12 months from now look like? What does that look like in a really detailed fashion of the business model, how many people, how we getting those clients in the door, all of those things. We solve for those problems, and when we know what the finished version looks like, we then look at where we are today and we map out the path of getting from point A to point B. The analogy I like to use is a GPS. So a GPS, when we want to get somewhere, we go into the GPS, we put in the destination. The GPS needs to know where I am right now. But when it does, it's able to then create the path or the map to where we want to go. And that's it. That, like, it's really that simple. And at the same time, nobody's doing it. Why? Why is nobody doing it? Because they don't know how. Because they don't take the time to do it. Because it's not something that happens overnight, right? It's something that we need to focus on and create. And because of that, I think that there is a massive opportunity for you to hit the ground running in 2026 with a detailed action plan by simply solving for this problem. And that is not having a plan. And I've created the solution for you. So I really thought about, how can I support you? How can I help you to get there? In our elite coaching program, people spend the price tag is now $30,000 a year to be in our elite group coaching program. And in our elite group coaching program, they spend the first 6 to 12 weeks in what we call the turnaround phase. But essentially what they're doing is they're creating this plan. I don't want you to take 6 to 12 weeks. I want you to do it in 2 days. And when I thought about this, I said, what if I just create a 2-day workshop? Now, this is not like the Law Firm Growth Summit, where I bring in 50 speakers and we try to get as many attorneys in the room and we do it remote and virtual. No. What if I get you in a room for 2 days? What if I get you in a room for 2 days and I take you through this process? And at the end of the 2 days, you leave with the exact master plan, exactly what you need to do in order to get the results that you actually want. If you've been sitting in your business and just haven't been able to get to where you want to go, say you're at 250,000 in revenue, and no matter what you do, you can't get past that. What if I told you that I could get you from 250,000 to $1 million in 12 months? You'd probably tell me I was nuts, but the reality is that that's what our clients are doing in Elite. And it starts with creating this plan. It starts with having this action plan. So if you want to double your personal income in the next 12 months, it all begins by having this strategy. So I'm going to share my screen. Let me show you what this looks like. Okay. So this is a page, and I'll link this up in the comments to this video. But you can go to profitwithlaw.com/law-firm-growth-workshop. But we'll link it up in the show notes. This is all of the gibberish speak, but here is what I'm covering. Session 1, I'm going to be going through the system. How do we help our clients achieve results? We're going to cover the system. Session 2, we're going to go through $1 Million Associate. $1 Million Associate is really powerful. Imagine being able to bill your attorneys out at $1,000 an hour. Imagine being able to bill yourself out at $1,000 an hour. Well, I'll show you how to do that in this session. And I'll show you how every single attorney in every single firm should be worth at least $1 million in revenue. And in many firms, at least $1.5 million in revenue. This is a number that a lot of people can't even wrap their heads around because you've been running your firm for so long, and the most you've been able to do is 250 or 500. And you're pretty good at what you do, right? So how can we get an attorney to do 1.5? And I'll show you how we do that. In session 3, 12-month revenue map. So we're basically going to then say, okay, what is it that you want as personal income? How does that translate into revenue for the business? Because we know that the revenue that comes in is not the money you get to take home. And we create this map or plan for what the revenue needs to look like over the next 12 months. Then session 4, building $1 million team. The success of law firms, the success of scaling a firm, the success of growing a firm is entirely based on having a great team around you. So how do we guide our clients in building an amazing team? So we're going to cover that. We're going to tell you how to go about doing that, how to go about finding good talent, how to go about putting them in. Session 5, building your marketing bridge. Now, we're not going to cover all of marketing in one session, but what we will cover is the most important piece, right? What we will cover is what is the marketing that you need to do to create the result that you want in the next 12 months. You're not going to leave there not knowing how to market for the next 12 months. You're going to leave there knowing exactly what you need to do in the next 12 months. And you're not going to be distracted by all of the marketing noise around you, because that's what it is, right? It's just noise. Session 6, navigating the efficiency dilemma. And this is very interesting because so many people come into my world and say, I know I need systems. Help me put systems in place. And I believe in systems. I believe that they're very important. But interestingly, I'm like the anti-system guy. Not because I don't believe in systems, but I believe that so many people are trying to put in systems in their business to solve for efficiency at the wrong stage of the game. So in this session, I'm actually going to show you when you should be focusing on systems and processes and technology to make you more efficient, and when you shouldn't. And is this something that should be part of your 12-month plan or not? Session 7, cash is king. Nobody talks about this, right? But at the end of the day, so many law firms struggle with it. So many business owners struggle with it. They struggle with cash flow. The beginning of the month comes, I got to pay rent, I got to pay payroll, and all of a sudden there's nothing there. Maybe I'm even going negative. I'm playing this money game where I'm moving my personal funds to cover my business funds. I'm moving it back out to cover my personal funds. And that cycle never ends. You're waking up every morning checking your bank balance. This session is going to solve that for you. Session 8, the plan and next steps, this is basically like the capstone. Like this is the end, the culmination. We're going to take all the pieces that we did in all the sessions and we're going to put it out into a plan. And that plan is going to map out what you need to do, but not just what you need to do, when you need to do it. Is this a Q1 project? Is this a Q2 project? What is the sequence of events that we need to create in order to create this result? And when you're done, you will have unlocked the potential for you to double your personal income and most likely triple your revenue in the next 12 months. So if that sounds like something like, I've been waiting for this, I've been waiting for this opportunity, then you'll want to join me. It's 2 days. It's not a big commitment. It's a fraction of what we charge for our clients to go through this. We spend an entire quarter with our clients going through this. You're going to get it in 2 days. And it's going to be $5,000 for the general public after we run our first couple of workshops. But for this one in December and in January, we're discounting it to $3,500. It is limited to 20 people. This is not, I'm going to put 100 people in a room and I'm going to make hundreds of thousands of dollars. I want to have a personal relationship with the people in the room. I want to be able to spend time with the people in the room. We're capping this at 20 people. Now, I say that, but if we get 20 reservations and we need to expand it by a few seats, probably we're going to do that, but we are not going to have a 50-person room. Currently, we are reserved in a 20-person room. So we're limiting it to 20 seats, $3,500 to get started, to join us, okay? There's 2 dates. So it's December 11th and 12th. It's happening in the Courtyard Marriott in Montville, New Jersey. This is not an upscale ritzy event. We're not bringing headliners and keynote speakers, none of that. You're going to be in the room with me, and that's it. Me and a TV and my laptop, and we're going to get to work. So what are the dates? December 11th and 12th or January 26th, 27th. So if 11th and 12th doesn't work for you, come 26th, 27th. I think if you can wing 11th and 12th, you should. Here's why. Because there is a ton of value of going into January with your plan at hand. It's kind of like going into January having joined a gym membership, right? Like you want to hit the ground running on the new year to make 2026 your best year ever. So there's a lot of value. If you can clear your calendar and join me next Thursday and Friday for 2 days to go through this, then I strongly recommend that you do that. If you can't, then it's okay. Come at the end of January on the 26th and 27th. You'll still get a ton of value. It'll be a month gone out of the year, but we can make up for that. We can still get you the result that you want. But remember, there's only 20 people we're letting in, so once we hit that number, we're going to shut it down. And I don't know if we're going to continue to run this. It really depends on how the first couple of workshops go. This is something brand new. I've not done it before. The content is not new. The stuff that I'm teaching is not new. That is well tested, and we've gotten great results with it. But this is your opportunity to get access to this without paying $30,000 to join. So if you want in for $3,500, grab your seat now before it's too late, before we get the room fully booked. So let's go back to our camera here. Hopefully this was helpful for you. Hopefully this kind of helps you start thinking about it. What I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to do this one thing. Think of the number. What is the number of personal income? What is the amount of personal income that if you achieve that in 2026, you would be able to say 2026 was my best year ever. Not only was it my best year ever, but I worked less hours. I was able to focus on my family. I was able to focus on my friends, my kids, whatever the thing is that you're not focusing on right now because you're torn with the work that you're doing in your law firm. What is the number? What is the number of hours that you'd like to work? Think of that number And then I want you to, for everybody it's different, right? So for somebody it might be $150,000 of personal income. For someone else it might be $500,000 of personal income. For someone else it might be $3 million of personal income. Doesn't matter. I don't care. Whatever your number is, I will tell you this. No matter what number you pick, it is possible. People like to say, "Oh, I'm going to pick a safe number because this is an impossible number." There is no such thing as impossible. Give me a number and I will find somebody who achieved that level of result in 1 year, right? So you get to choose your destination. But the number that you desire to have, let's say it's $300,000. If you could unlock $300,000, if you could do that by working 30 hours a week instead of 60 hours a week, would that be worth spending $3,500 to invest in yourself, to be in a room for 2 days and walk away with the action plan of execution so that you can make this happen for yourself? It's a no-brainer. And if you're sick and tired of trying to make things work and not getting the result that you want, now's your time. Now's your chance. So click the button, join me at the Make Your 2026 Your Best Year Ever Law Firm Growth Workshop. You will not be disappointed. I guarantee you will walk away with a ton of value and you will change your life forever. Because when you execute on the plan that you create in that meeting, in that workshop, when you create that plan and then you execute on that plan, it will be the first time in your business that you focused on the right thing to get you to the destination because you finally had a plan of doing it. So join me December 11th and 12th, January, forget what the dates were, 26 and 27. Those are your options. I'm looking forward to seeing you there. Take care. Bye for now.